welcome to another class, a very important one, when we are going to discuss about the potency of the planets. Before we are reading any chart, and before we are just jumping to conclusion by seeing any planet in a sign, we want to understand if the planet is strong there or weak, and then to apply on it things that we have studied, like the element, if it's masculine or feminine, and what aspect it's doing, if it's doing a trine to another planet, and to which planet, and in which location it's existing. As you understand, this is a bunch of consideration to observe on the thing to get conclusion. So the main concept that we are going to discuss is detriment. When the planet is detriment, we are actually meaning that is located in the opposite sign to its home. So Aries, or Mars, is the ruler of Aries, right? Will be detriment in the opposite sign of Libra. Why? Because it's located opposite to its home sign. It's become sort of enemy, but it's not enemy, it's just feeling far from home, is homesick, is a little bit insecure, is located in a place that is exhausted a bit. So we are going to pass on this example quick and to see how we can relate with the logic of it. The sun is detriment in Aquarius. Why? Because the sun is ruler of the 5th house, and it's here, Leo, and 6 houses from Leo is Aquarius. So 6 months after, when the sun is in Aquarius, we can call the sun is detriment, meaning that during February the sun is detriment, is weak, right? And we also consider it in northern hemisphere to be the most rainy or the coolest, right? When we are going to the moon is natively the ruler of the 4th house. The opposite of Cancer is the 10th house. From 4, 6 signs ahead, or 6 houses ahead, is Capricorn. So the moon is detriment in Capricorn, right? Mercury is detriment in Sagittarius and in Pisces. Why? Because we learned that Mercury is the ruler of Gemini and of Virgo. The opposite of Gemini is Sagittarius. The opposite of Virgo is Pisces. From Virgo to Pisces, from 6 to 12. Gemini from 3 to 9. The 9 placement, the 9 sign is Sagittarius. It's also logical. Mercury, that is a small, feel lost in the big of Sagittarius, right? Mercury will feel lost in so much knowledge. Mercury trying to make some sense. And the chaos of Pisces is the opposite of Virgo when is strong, that we will speak later what is strong in Virgo, but in Pisces is lost, is like cannot remember the love, or cannot contain the emotions that actually are surrounded. Let's have another perspective about Venus. We know that Venus, she's the ruler of Taurus, of Taurus and of Libra, right? when Venus, the opposite of Libra, is Aries. The opposite of Taurus is Scorpio. So Venus detriment in Scorpio and Aries. That actually those are two rulers of Mars. Mars is ruling Aries and Scorpio. And we can say also that Venus is the enemy of Mars or the opposite of Mars. So Venus will feel very not well in the sign of Aries and the sign of Scorpio that are very aggressive. They are dealing with death. They are agreeing with wars. Venus just wants to do peace and love. What she will do in Aries, what she will do in Scorpio. So much sex and devil power there also. So Venus, she's weak there. So we will need to understand each player in which ground it plays. Mars, we know that is the ruler of both Aries and Scorpio. So if Mars is the ruler of Aries and Scorpio, the opposite of Aries is Libra. Mars is masculine energy, is the soldier, and Scorpio is indeed feminine energy, but is very intense and it's related to transformation and wars and death. So Mars will feel weak, detriment in Taurus and Libra because Mars wants to destroy, to cut, to take. Suddenly is entering to museum or entering to a relationship is not a place that it could work as it wants. It's in its nature. It doesn't let him to be very potent. Jupiter, we know that is the ruler of, naturally, Jupiter is the ruler of Sagittarius and Pisces. This is Vedic astrology. So Jupiter will feel detriment in Gemini, which is the opposite of Sagittarius, and will feel weak, detriment in Virgo, which is the opposite of Pisces that is ruling. Okay? What's happening with Saturn? Saturn is the ruler of two signs, Capricorn and Aquarius. So the opposite of Capricorn is Cancer, and Leo, the opposite of Aquarius. So Saturn will feel detriment, weak in both places. Saturn wants to control, take responsibility in Capricorn. When you put him in Cancer, suddenly he needs to deal with emotions and with the mothers and with children. And, it's like, I just took 2 days off and now I'm with a family. Well, yeah, so Saturn needs to be in another place to feel good. Also, Saturn is feel weakened in the sign of Leo because Saturn wants to control societies, the Aquarius, a lot of people. Suddenly, to control myself, my emotions, and all those things that related to my passion feels like too much enthusiasm, too much heat. Saturn is cold. Saturn is ruling the cold matters of life. And unfortunately, by the years and generation, we learn to appreciate more cool. Be cool, not dramatic. Don't be drama. Because this is a need for making control or sustaining the control. This is where Saturn, our karma, our blockages are managing ourselves to be in place that, no, I'm working now, don't speak with me, I'm very busy man. Yeah, Saturn doesn't like to deal with friends or to deal with family. Government doesn't care about your family and hobbies. Usually they're caring about how to manage all those things working. Do me the money. Uranus is in tropical astrology is the ruler of Aquarius. So the opposite of Aquarius is Leo. So both Saturn and Uranus will feel detriment in Leo. And this is the big fight on the heart. Neptune, by tropical astrology, is the ruler of Pisces. The opposite of Pisces, is Virgo. So Neptune will feel detriment, will feel weak in Virgo, in the opposite sign. It will be exhausted. When I'm saying weak, we will have another definition to understand when the planet's really weak, really starving. Here is more of exhausted, is homesick, is far from home, is working in the opposite of his nature. Pluto in tropical astrology is the ruler of Scorpio, and the opposite of Scorpio is Taurus. So Pluto needs to do transformation, and it's so hard to do transformation in a place that is so organized and so many libraries and books, and how to do now renovation in this. Pluto wants to dig deep, and you could not dig deep in things that are handling the comfort. It's all about Pluto doesn't able to work good in comfort zone. In the next class, we are going to discuss about exaltation. When the planet has it's all the condition to thrive and to have strong power. It's beyond the place that it's born.